Way back in 1928, author H.P. Lovecraft wrote a short story called The Call of Cthulhu, which introduced an ancient cosmic entity named Cthulhu, who was worshipped by a dangerous cult. This creature combined the features of a man, an octopus, and a dragon. Now, if you worry about pronouncing Cthulhu, or several other words in this video, it's because Lovecraft designed these words to be spoken in an alien language, not hindered by our vocal capabilities. So that makes a lot of these words really hard to pronounce. So back to this cult. They believe that Cthulhu, this great and ancient demon of sorts, hibernates in an underwater city called R'lyeh. In Lovecraft's mythology that he created, Cthulhu existed long before mankind, and he battled other ancient beings. He wrote that Cthulhu was the reason for people's anxiety on Earth, and constant fear of his return. Now, personally, Lovecraft suffered his entire life from an anxiety disorder, and he may have created this character as a way to cope with that disorder and perhaps explain his irrational fears with something tangible. Lovecraft passed away in 1937 at the young age of 46. He never saw much commercial success while he was alive, spending his last few years in poverty and suffering from malnutrition. Now, following Lovecraft's death, author August Derleth built upon what Lovecraft had created and published additional papers and stories that Lovecraft never had published. This began what is called the Cthulhu mythos, the series of books and stories that make up the whole mythology that we're talking about. There are still authors who contribute to the genre of Lovecraftian horror and still expand upon this universe today. Within Lovecraft's texts, he often referred to something called the Necronomicon. This is a fictional book which holds the keys to summoning ancient beings and a detailed account of their history. This book itself doesn't really exist though, and many publishers have created books with the same title, hoping to capitalize on the growing interest of the Cthulhu mythos. Lovecraft never intended for this to be a physical thing that people could actually buy. Now, more and more lately, people have become interested in this genre, and it's brought Cthulhu to the forefront of pop culture. There have been movies, albeit not necessarily good movies, and TV show references everywhere.